Hey guys, it's Daniel. The following is a clip from my Bruce Dickinson interview with producer Jack Endino. If you want to see that interview, it's linked below. So Jack, what's Bruce Dickinson like?
He's very English. He's dry, He's got a sarcastic sort of side to him, and no, I thought he was delightful. I get along great with him, and he's a very patient man. I mean, he's used to doing this. I mean, he's made enough records that he's not a diva. He's not going to stomp out of the room if you ask for a couple more takes. His attitude was very workmanlike. Like, we're here to make a record, and tell me what you need. So, once I sort of got my rhythm of working with him and punching in the vocals and getting the takes, it worked out pretty well. And, we got the takes we needed. And, it's Bruce. He knows how to sing. It's not like I'm dealing with somebody that's like some sort of rescue operation where I have to like somehow make it sound good. It's like, no, I mean, he opens his mouth and the voice is there. You just have like, it's like, well, the timing here, your pitch there could be a little better. Your delivery there feels a little rushed. I mean, it's just the usual aesthetic choices that you make when you're recording vocals with somebody. Is this, you're looking for the one that makes me jump out of my chair and go, yes, that's the take. And he's like, yeah, I kind of thought that was the take. And I was like, that's totally the take. Let's move on. You know what I mean? When you get to that point, then you're like, good. And then sometimes it doesn't always work that well. Sometimes you got to work at it, and you're just, at the end of the day, you're like, did we get it? I think we got it. That was really hard. And then the next day you listen to it and you're like, oh, this is great. Let's move on. It's a delight working with somebody who's professional and knows what they can do and what they're capable of and what they're not. I mean, if he wasn't feeling it on a given day, sometimes we would just skip it and I would go to guitar. It'd be a few takes. He'd be like, yeah, I'm just, today's not going to work. And I'd be like, okay, well, we'll do overdubs. So we didn't force anything. And we had enough time in the studio. I mean, I had several weeks to make this record.
What does this Skunkworks record mean to you?
It was a really interesting time. It was kind of a big experiment for Bruce and for me. Ultimately, I don't think it did that much for his career or mine. Because, at the time, I'm not, partly because of that whole record label confusion that happened right when it was about to come out, and partly because I think it was, because of that, I don't think it was promoted very well. And also the only people who heard about it because of that were Maiden fans. And Maiden fans want to hear Bruce sounding like Maiden, which was not what that record was. So, at the time, it was a little kind of ambiguous what impact it had. It wasn't clear to me. And back here in the States, most people never heard that I even made the record, so it made no impact on my career, plus or minus, because nobody ever heard it. Even to this day, people have no idea that I made this record because, it came out on basically an indie label in the United States. And I think I only have one copy of it, actually. So, it was I was paid well and I got to spend a lot of time, much of an entire summer in the UK, which was delightful. I spent a lot of time in the British Museum on my days off, and, some time, a lot of time walking around in the country or in Milton Keynes. There's a canal there that actually has a beautiful walking path that goes for miles and miles and miles. And I swear I must have walked like 15 or 20 miles on this walking path early in the mornings before sessions. I was in really good shape by the time I finished that record from all the walking I did, because I got up way earlier than the other guys did. So it was a really fun time. I enjoyed it. It was hard work. And like I said, I don't know if it did much for either of our careers, but the record stands, and it was mission accomplished. I made the record that we set out to make, and Bruce went on with his career, and so did I. So it was sort of a strange time, a little unique, actually.